it is your girl Marsha. Today's video is going to be all about cooking. I love cooking for my family, so I decided to share what I was cooking this week. Make sure you stay till the end so you don't miss any of my recipes, and if you are new here, make sure you also hit that subscribe button right down there and leave me a comment which one of these meals you might try or which one is your favorite. I want to make a very quick and easy lunch. I have some leftover deer. I have some leftover rice as well. I'm just going to chop up an onion to add into it because I did not add onion for yesterday's dinner. But let me chop up this onion.
There was a kid that wanted to eat
I'm going to put the whole onion in. My onions are like all nice and brown. They're like all caramelized. So I'm gonna go add a little bit of beef broth. I would do chicken, but I'm all out of it. So we're gonna do beef. We're just gonna do a little bit because we're gonna add rice and the rice is gonna be a little dry. Then I'm just gonna take my hamburger or deer. We're gonna add this into here. I'm gonna save some because this is just lunch. My rice. Give me a second. Mix this together. Make it looking nice. And then I'm also going to add a can of black beans just for some extra fiber and protein. I don't have any other cheese besides this can of cheese dip. So I'm going to add like a spoonful in here and just mix it up. We're going to mix it in here just for some extra flavor. Oh my word, I'm on fire! Today I was making paninis. It is more like a ciabatta type of bread, and so my sourdough starter is dead. I killed her. I did not use her enough and I kept her in the fridge for too long, and so I decided to make some paninis today. So you just mix all your ingredients together, you let it set on the counter for 15 minutes, and then you do one of these stretch and folds. You let it sit on the counter for 30 minutes, and then you do another stretch and fold. You let it sit on the counter for 40 minutes, and then you get it out, flour your surface, and then you roll out the dough. When you are getting your dough out of the bowl, get it out with wet hands. Also, when you're doing the stretch and folds, use wet hands. It is so much easier to do. And then you just take a rolling pin and you roll it out about 2 inches thick. I tried to make the most beautiful square that I could, so that way when I'm cutting my little sandwich shapes into their shape, that they would be equal, but it was still a little crooked and a little off. Then after you have it all rolled out, you put it on a baking sheet for another 40 minutes. You cover them in saran wrap, and then you let them there for 40 minutes. After that, you put it in the oven, but you want to make sure your oven is preheated and that there is a pot of hot steaming water into the oven. I boiled my water, put it in a pot, and then I put it in before I put my bread in there, just because it helps this bread be airy and fluffy the way that you want it to be. And so you want to make sure that the water is hot when you put the bread in the oven. That just helps with the baking process. I think these turned out so good and I had so fun making them. So I will definitely be making these again. For dinner, I wanted to make something that was like cozy and warm, but still had a lot of flavor. So I decided to cut up some potatoes and broccoli, put them on a sheet pan with some onion, and just drizzle them with olive oil and then a whole bunch of seasonings and bake them in the oven until they get nice and crispy.
Ouch!
I cut my finger. I have my broccoli, potatoes, and onion in the oven baking right now. And this is just a round cube steak. And I am just going to cut it up in little pieces. I'm going to make kind of like a saucy type of steak because this can be sometimes a little strange how you cook this. So I'm just going to cut it in little like bite-sized pieces. And then I'm going to cook it and make it like a little... I don't know, I'll show you. I just kind of make it up as I go. The other half of the onion just in with it for some extra flavor. For the sauce that I'm going to put over the steak after it's like been cooking for a while, I'm going to put in some soy sauce. I'm going to do like that much. And then I'm going to put in some golden balsamic vinegar. I would put rice vinegar, but I don't have any. So I'm going to use this. I'm just going to put like a healthy splash. And then I'm going to put some ginger in. I don't have fresh, so I'm just using like ginger powder. I'm going to put some sesame oil in. Just go with what you think you're gonna like. And then I'm going to put some Korean chili sauce, which is gochujang. I'm just going to put some of this in. The flavor of this is so good. It is like just the best thing. And then I'm going to add like 2 tablespoons of brown sugar because I want it to get kind of glazy over the steak. And I'm just gonna mix this up. drain some of this liquid off. After dinner, we were all craving something sweet, but I had nothing sweet in the house, so I decided just to mix together some Rice Krispie squares for us to snack on. So I just added 6 tablespoons of butter into a pan. I let that melt, and then I added 5 cups of little mini marshmallows. After that, I just put in some vanilla. I just did a splash of vanilla, and then I added 6 cups of Rice Krispies into that. Then you just mix it up, and you can either put it in a pan with parchment paper, or you can just spray your dish and just add that in. And then I usually take some parchment paper and kind of flatten the top so they're all like nice little squares and just mesh together. But this is such a quick and easy thing to make. It's not the healthiest, but it is so good and so easy to make if you're just craving something sweet. It really would not be one of my videos if I did not make some kind of coffee in it. So I'm going to show y'all what I've been loving drinking on the cold mornings. I love an espresso. My mom gave me this machine because she never used it. And then the beans that I'm using today are from Sam's Club. They're just the Members Mark. I think they're called espresso. I don't know. They're the darkest roast they have. I know it's the Members Mark, the darkest roast they have. I did grind it in Sam's Club. They have a grinder there, but it didn't grind it fine enough. So I just got my little grinder out and ground the coffee. I don't have a stamper thing. I think you call it a stamper to like stamp the espresso down. So I literally use my 1/4 cup measuring cup. I always use almond milk as well. I love an almond milk latte. I just put it in my MZ Chef frother, and I put it on the frothing setting, and I just froth my milk till it's like a little bit foamy. It makes my lattes so nice and creamy. I also just put a little splash of natural maple syrup into my espresso, like into the bottom of the cup when I was making the coffee. It gives it a nice sweet flavor, and it's so delicious, you guys.
Amazing. Amazing.
Josh and Luca were both sick, and so I wanted to make some type of soup with a lot of herbs and seasonings in that would just help their bodies recover and help them fight off this terrible flu that's been going around. So first I started with 1 onion. I put a lot of onion in. Onion can help with just your overall health. So I put a whole onion into the soup. I just diced them, and then I'm also just using some chicken bone broth that I had made a couple months ago. Bone broth is so good for you. It is packed with so many good things, and so I thought this would help them, like their bones and their body, just feel better. So I just went ahead and got that bone broth out. I was drinking a coffee, and then the coffee was cold, so I just turned it into a iced latte. Like I do this almost every day because my coffee always turns out to be cold before I get the whole latte down. But then I also got this bag of carrots. I wanted to add a lot of carrots also just for health benefits and things. So I just added about 5 carrots. I peeled and sliced them, and then I diced them. So in my pan, I will add some olive oil, and then just add the onions and the carrots, and I would just let them saute in there until they get soft. I want the onions and the carrots both to be soft, and that way it doesn't get hard in the soup and all the flavor just comes out of them. So I would have added celery, but I did not have any celery to put in here. After the onions and the carrots are both soft, I add 2 jars of bone broth. I add a chicken bouillon cube, and then I add all these seasonings right here. And I always put a lot of seasonings in my things. It just makes it so much better. And then I also added a splash of soy sauce and some lemon juice for extra flavor. I like chicken noodle soup, but I find it to be very bland, and so I just add a whole bunch of different seasonings and things to make it better. I also add some red wine vinegar for health benefits as well. And then that little seasoning packet that you saw me add is one of my favorite seasonings to add into any type of soups. It gives it such a good flavor. When I had made my bone broth, I just picked the chicken off of the bones, and then I put it in those bags and put it in the freezer. And then I am also just using that chicken for this soup. And I only had spaghetti noodles. I had no other type of noodles, so I just cracked them in half and put them in the soup for them to eat with it. I usually would use the egg noodles, but I didn't have that, so I just used what I had. And this soup was so amazing. It had so much flavor, and I will be making some version of this again. Me and Olivia are going to be making some egg muffins. They're very high protein. They're very, very good. I made one batch 2 days ago to see if we liked it, and we loved it. So now we're going to make another batch. I'm frying the sausage right now. We're going to crack 15 in there because we're making 2 pans. I love mushrooms, but the rest of my family doesn't, so I'm going to put some mushrooms in mine. It works better. Do it on flat. We're going to add cottage cheese and a cup and a half of cottage cheese, some spinach to this.
Make it green.
And this is what makes it green. I do about 2 handfuls.
Okay, I want to mix it.
Salt and pepper in here.
We're gonna wake up and come back.
You can just put however many you want in there. I'm just going to put a little bit of sausage in the bottom of each tin. These are out of the oven. They look so good. I'm not exactly sure what happened there, but these are done. And now I just leave them in here to cool off. And that is it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for supporting my channel and being here as my YouTube family. If you haven't already, make sure you comment down below what is your favorite meal, and also subscribe if you're new here. And I'm so thankful and so grateful for each and every one of you, and I can't wait to see you